All right. I'm Brian Otten, and I'm the Marketing Director at the Greater Weston Chamber of Commerce. I'm joined this morning by Andrea and Laura from the Central Wisconsin Convention and Expo Center. The reason I'm meeting with Andrea and Laura this morning is they were the recipients last year of the Best in Show award. I believe you guys won in the overall category.
Right.
And what we'd like to do is, we used to do a live program here, maybe you guys remember this. We would do a Maximizing Your Expo program, and it was a chance for people who maybe hadn't been at the expo to learn a few things about what the expo is like, maybe learn some tips for how to exhibit at the expo. And so what we're doing is these series of live videos to sort of accomplish the same thing. So I guess tell me, and I forgot I left my notes in the back of the room, but tell me, you've done a bunch of expos, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are sort of unique in that you're not just here as exhibitors. We partner with you, you know, in the whole run up to the expo and the execution of the event and all that. So you guys really see the whole process start to finish. What's your best advice? What makes a successful expo booth for you guys?
Yeah, so for us, what we consider successful is we really like to engage with the people coming through, whether they're other exhibitors, it's the network to network with the businesses, otherwise with all the attendees that come through. We really like interactive booths, have them come into our booth to do something, and we like to do something that catches their eye, something out of the ordinary. And usually our theme for our booth doesn't go with our business. So one year we were a plant shop, one year we were witches, and with that it gets them to come into the booth and be like, oh, what is this? And then we can give them more information, and it allows us to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, and really, fun is kind of the key
Yes.
word, right? I mean, we've all seen those booths that, and listen, if you're a business and you're at the expo, you can exhibit however you choose. But if you're really looking for engagement, you know, one of the things that we've talked about before, get that table out from in front of you, you know, and definitely try to stand as much as you possibly can. Get the table maybe behind you or just out of your booth altogether, and find a way to sort of draw people in. And you guys are really good at that. I mean, because every year you've got kind of a new theme. Tell the people who are watching a little bit about last year's, if you could.
Last year we did like safari jungle theme. Oh yeah, don't let your event become a zoo. So we recruited all of our friends, kids, stuffed animals and different things. We ended up making a waterfall and a bridge. And then we kind of put our tables off to the side, so you really can't even sit behind a table or stand behind a table. Like Laura said, it encourages everyone to be like, what is this? You know, they have no idea that it's Weston Leeds or the Expo Center in that booth itself when they first glance. So.
And you know, when you're planning every year, what are some of the do's and don'ts that you sort of consider as you're putting together your plan?
A couple of the big don'ts that you pretty much already said was don't sit behind your table all day. People are going to walk right past you, and you're not gonna have fun. They're not gonna have fun. You might as well make the most of the day. Another main thing that we don't try to do is to be disrespectful to other booths. You know, be aware of their space, the booths around you. Be nice to the booths as we take our time to walk around. Let the booths know that we think we're really good. Let them know that, and just interact as much as we can.
And when you hit on something there too. Your booth is a little bit unique in that I think you always get a double-sized booth.
Correct, because we're double business.
And you have, because you have two businesses. You got Dale's Weston Leeds, and you've got the Convention and Expo Center, and you sort of combine efforts on those and make one big booth out of those two businesses. Important for members who are watching to understand, we don't allow for multiple businesses to be in the same booth, but you're more than welcome to work with other members to combine space on a booth. We've had instances, I think maybe the biggest one, we had like 4 or 5 different sort of business entities under one kind of 6 booth space. If you think about where Office Enterprises was, and they had a number of different ones. So we've seen that over the years, and it can be really pretty cool. So yeah, that collaboration is really important. So when the expo comes around each year, what's the one booth that you always look forward to see? Not your own, but which booth you always like to go check out?
So a big one for us is Jim Pre-Shots, because we like themed booths. We like ones that are interesting and they always have a different theme. One year they were the Brady Bunch, I remember that one. They just always have fun, so we're always looking out for them, seeing what different theme they're gonna do this year. That kind of drives us to them. And then the other booths are the ones that are interesting with different swag. So it's unique swag, it's not your typical pen, koozie, things like that. Like whole chunk gaming.
Like a travel bag.
Yeah, they had a travel bag, they had hats, they had player cards or whatever. Those are the ones that we look in just to get ideas from too.
Yeah.
Oh, that one over really well, we really like that one.
Do you guys give away an item to people who visit your booth?
So it's actually, we don't. Well, we go back and forth. So one year we did do like packets of seeds when we did our garden theme.
Sure.
We did packets of seeds with our logo on them. But honestly, they don't have to be big and extravagant. I mean, when we did our witch theme, we did tarot card readings. So we just made our own tarot cards and did readings. And last year, I don't think we gave away anything last year.
I don't really think so either.
No,
just
last year
just the experience.
Yeah.
Well, and again, that's important for people who are new to the expo to understand too. You don't have to have any sort of handout at your booth. A lot of members, the approach that we see often is they'll kind of have a smaller item that they hand out to everybody. And then if you have a longer, sort of more in-depth conversation, and maybe the person you're talking to is going to be, you feel that they might become a client of yours, and you want to reward that conversation with something kind of larger, those items are kept behind. We see a lot of contests, raffle type stuff, games, interactive things that way. If you're out there and you're a member and you're thinking about exhibiting at the expo, but you've never done it before, maybe you've never attended before, go on the Chamber's Facebook page. There are literally, at this point, probably thousands of photos from previous expos that you can look at. Each year we have almost 300 booth spaces filled. And each of those booths is different. Everybody takes their own approach. And all those photos that sort of detail what people are up to are on that Facebook page. So dig around a little bit on there and you're going to find some good stuff. As far as so we've covered the strategy for giveaways. We've talked about your favorite booths. We've talked about what your booth was like last year when you won the award. We've talked about what sort of makes a booth successful. Anything else you want to share about the expo? I mean, you guys know this because you're so sort of integrated with what we're doing. For our chamber, it is kind of really like our Super Bowl day. I mean, as much work as it is in the moment in terms of setting it up and then getting it going. Once things kick off at 9 a.m. in the morning, it's easily the most fun work day of the year, right? I mean, it's just there's thousands of people here, a lot of people that you know, a lot of people that you get to meet, and it ends up being a really fun day. Any other thoughts about the expo, or what would you tell somebody that's maybe thinking about being here?
My biggest thing is to have fun, and to make sure that you get out there and see what everyone else is doing and mingle with people. It's easy to feel stuck behind your booth, but it's important to get out there and see what everyone else is doing, walk around, meet some new people, see some people you haven't. I mean, we have lots of friends that we've made just from Chamber Business Expo over the years. So it's have fun. That's my best advice.
Yeah.
Agreed. Mine was going to be to get out and interact with the other booths because that pretty much kind of, makes the day. If you stand in your booth all day, you get to interact with the attendees that are coming through, which is great, but it's also nice to go see and get ideas from other booths.
Absolutely. The expo is unique, and you guys do other shows out here. There's a couple of unique things about the expo. Again, if you're not familiar with it, it's important for you to know this stuff. We have a lot of volunteers that help us with the expo. When it comes to move-in, when you're moving items from your car into the expo center or the ballroom, we've got all kinds of help for people to do that, and we'll have help again this year for that. This room that we're standing in this is one of your salons, right?
This is Suite 1.
Suite, okay, Suite 1. Suite 1 gets converted into what we call our exhibitor lounge each year. The exhibitor lounge is only open to exhibitors, and it is filled with fruit and refreshments and snacks of all different types. We get donations from a lot of members. if you're a member and you'd like to make a donation to the exhibitor lounge, please reach out to myself or Susan in our office, and we'll help make that happen. And then, you know, the other great thing in terms of speaking of food is after the expo, the Fun at Expo. You guys get to go to that?
We do, yeah.
You do? Okay. I know you're busy with a lot of stuff here, so I'm glad that you can go over there. Again, this year, Fun at Expo will follow. The expo wraps up at 5:30. The Fun at Expo kicks off. That's across the street at the Stony Creek Hotel and Conference Center. And we're shooting for 20 plus different vendors there this year. We'll see if we can get there. Again, if you're a member out there, you're watching, you have food, you've got drink, you've got desserts, you've got something that you want to contribute to that Fun at Expo networking event, which sees, you know, usually I think we say around 600 attendees, sometimes it's more. Please, again, reach out to Susan or I, and we'll work out the details. So, the expo is coming up on Thursday, April 18th. Again, we've split up the day up a little bit. It's 9 to noon, exhibitor to exhibitor time, and then at noon it opens to the public. I will remind the public that's watching out there, if you do show up before noon, we really are going to hold to that noon opening to the public. And so please don't arrive until a little bit before 12, because that's when we're going to be letting the public into the event. So thanks for watching. We'll continue to do these. We've got another one of these we'll do tomorrow with the Chocolate Shop, the owners of the Chocolate Shop. They were recipients of one of the awards last year. I think they were the Eats and Treats. Seemed that would make sense to me. And so we'll talk to Paul over there tomorrow, and you'll get some insight from him. He's only been in the expo for a couple of years, but he's got some, I'm sure, some interesting insights into his experience. So thank you.
Thank you.